Hello students, once again welcome to my class. In our last class we have learned about the meristematic tissues and we were continuing with the permanent tissues. Till parenchyma last day has been taught. Today we will start from collenchyma. How does the cells of collenchyma look like? The cells are ovoid, polygonal in shape. Where these are found? These are found below the epidermis of the dicotyledonous stem and the petiole. Petiole means the leaf stalk. These are closely packed together, and so there is no intercellular space. In parenchyma we have learned there is intercellular space, there is space between the cells, but here in collenchyma intercellular space is absent. The cell wall is very thick, basically thick at the corners. Why they are thick? Due to the presence of cellulose and pectin. In this region, number of cells join together and the cells are living and the cells are vacuolated. The cells are basically irregularly thickened, due to which the plant becomes elasticity of the plant increases and it becomes very firm. Sometimes these cells contain chloroplast. In herbaceous plant, it acts as permanent mechanical tissue and it is absent in monocot stems. What are the functions? Basically, I told you have to know how the cells look like, how the tissues look like, where are these located and what are the functions. These three things you have to know from each. Now in collenchyma, what is the function of these collenchyma tissues? These are flexible, you have learned, and due to its flexibility, it provides tensile strength to the plant body. Understood? It provides mechanical support to the leaf when it occurs on both sides of the vascular bundles as isolated patches. And it renders suppleness to various parts of the plant like leaf and the stem. And when chloroplast is present here, it takes part in the process of photosynthesis also. This is all about collenchyma. Next, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is also a simple permanent tissue and it provides mechanical support to the plant. They are thick-walled and lignified, or they have bordered pits on their walls and are characterized by absence of living protoplast. On the basis of the variation in form, structure, origin and development, these can be classified as fibers and sclerites. Now you have to draw a difference between parenchyma and sclerenchyma based on its characteristics. Next, the two types of sclerenchyma are, I said, fibers, another is the sclerites. Now fibers, they are long, narrow and pointed cells and they occur in groups as sheets or as cylinders on various parts of the plant body. And they are also present around the vascular tissues. Vascular tissues, you remember about I told you about the xylem and the phloem. The xylem and the phloem together are known as the vascular tissues or vascular bundles. And they may also develop below the epidermis a cylinder of supporting tissues in some older stems. And what are the sclerites? These are very thick-walled, hard, and these are strongly lignified. They are isodiametric, polyhedral, short, cylindrical in shape, and they are basically the dead cells with very narrow cell cavities, or we can say lumen, due to excessive thickness of the cell wall. The sclerites may occur singly or in groups in stem, leaves, fruits, and also in seeds. The walls of these sclerites are composed of layers of cellulose and along with lignin, and when lignin and cellulose combine together, they resist stretching and buckling. Stretching means which have high tensile strength, and buckling means they have high compressional strength. Often these walls are so thick that there is no internal space inside the cell. What are the functions of sclerites? Sclerites protect the plant from stress and strain of environmental forces like strong winds, so the plant can resist itself from the strong winds, and they also provide mechanical strength and rigidity to the plant, and the sclerites provide grittiness also to the pulp of the fruits. Understood? Next we will come to protective tissue. Protective tissue, from this word you can understand those tissues which provide protection to the plant or the plant parts. Protective tissues basically are usually present in the outermost layer of the plant body. This layer is one cell thick, which is covered with cutin, and the tissues protect the inner tissue of the plant body. So we can give the example of the epidermis and cork or phloem. Epidermis, do you know what is epidermis? It is the external layer of the plant, the external surface of the plant organ. It is present, like it is present on the external portion of the leaves, flowers, stem, roots, in the form of protective layer. Its cells are like parenchyma, and there is very little intercellular space. The epidermis is usually one cell thick, but in some plants it is even multi-layered. Some plants possess hypodermis below the epidermis, and on the outer surface of the epidermis a very thin waxy layer of cutin is present. It is known as cuticle. What is the function of cuticle? It minimizes or checks the loss of water from the internal tissues, and also protects the mechanical injury, protects the plants from mechanical injury and invasion of a parasitic fungi, so that the fungus cannot attack the external covering of the plant. The external layer of the plant, it protects these plants from excessive loss of water and from the invasion or attack of the fungi. And this epidermis basically it is not found in aquatic plants. They are living cells like the parenchyma. Their shape is variable. It can be of different shapes based on the pattern of the plant or based on the pattern of the organ of the plant. Now what is cork? Cork, in other words, we can say as phloem. Phloem, P-H-E-L-L-E-M. Due to gradual thickness in diameter of the dicot stem and the root, the outer peripheral cells, it form the cork cells or phloem, and these cells are arranged in radial rows and there is no intercellular spaces. These cells, after differentiation, they become dead cells. A fatty substance known as suberin is deposited in the cell walls. Their walls become more thickened, and these cells are impermeable to water and gases. Permeable, impermeable, semi-permeable, you have learnt about this in the previous chapter. The cork cells also, they do not have protoplasm, and nucleus, and these are filled with resin and tannin. And what is their function? Their function is to prevent the loss of water from the internal tissues. Next, the complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissues, it contains more than one type of cells. Understood? The two important tissues in the vascular plants you have learned at the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is mainly concerned with the conduction of the water and the minerals from the roots to all parts of the plant body, and they also provide mechanical support to the plant. As a conducting strand, the xylem, it forms a continuous channel through the root, stem, leaves, flowers and fruits, and basically it consists 4 different types of cells, both living and non-living cells. The components of the xylem are tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. What are the tracheids? The tracheids are elongated with pointed chisel-like ends, and the walls are thick and lignified, and they conduct water and the dissolved substances from the roots to the leaves. Next component of xylem is the vessel, or we can say trachea. These cells also are elongated tube-like structures, and these are placed end to end, means one after another. Their partition walls are either perforated or completely disappear, forming elongated tubes. What is the main function of the vessel? The conduction of the water and the minerals. This is the main function. Basically, the xylem, what are the 4 parts of the xylem? Their function is basically more or less similar. Next, the third component of the xylem is the xylem parenchyma. The xylem parenchyma, how are the cells living? Thin, or sometimes it can also be thick due to the deposition of lignin. What is the function of xylem parenchyma? Store reserved food, that is starch, and help in sidewise conduction of the water upward through the tracheids and the vessels. Fourth component of the xylem is the xylem fiber, or we can say xylem sclerenchyma. These are elongated and they are pointed at both the ends. Their walls are also very thickened due to the deposition of lignin. Except xylem parenchyma, the other 3 types of cells are dead and their walls are pitted. The function of the xylem fiber is to give mechanical support to the xylem tissue. Understood? Till this much. Thank you for watching, and we will continue with the remaining portion next day. Thank you.